All right, shalom, shalom. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Arukakwadash. Double honors to the Apostle Elder Great Millstone. Salutes honors to you brothers out there preaching his word, certainty, and truth. All right, got this article here. It said Biden warns there will be consequences for Saudi Arabia after oil production cut. All right. Last year, the Saudi Arabians basically cut ties with America, all right, and allied with Russia. Okay, I believe it was last summer, August, September 2021, that the Saudi Arabians started doing deals with Russia. All right, but hey, this is going right into Obadiah, and I'm gonna grab that. Okay. And now, Great Babylon will suffer. Okay. A shortage of petroleum, oil. So let me read this. President Joe Biden warned Tuesday that Saudi Arabia will face consequences after OPEC last week announced the biggest cut in oil production since the start of the scamdemic. Senior Democrats on Capitol Hill have condemned the decision by Saudi Arabia, the de facto leader of the oil-producing alliance, to reduce a global supply of petroleum. Higher oil prices are seen as helping Russia, the world's second largest oil exporter, finance his war in Ukraine. Yeah, the deal that Saudi Arabia and America did, it expired. So expired last year. So that's why Saudi Arabia went with Russia. It's a better opportunity. All right. And also, the Saudi Arabians, man, the Mishmalites, they don't like fucking America's policies any damn way. Babylon's wine has destroyed their country a lot. All right, they got women's lib creeping up over there and shit. The men don't like that shit, man. So it was better for them to, cut ties with Babylon. I'll read this. I am not going to get into what I consider and what I have in mind, but there will be consequences. The president indicated Congress will act when it is back in session after the midterm elections. Yeah, and Esau promoting that fucking promoting Jake to vote and shit. White House Press Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre said at a briefing earlier Tuesday that the U.S. will reassess its relationship with Saudi Arabia following OPEC's decision to align the energy policies with Russian war. Said we need to reassess and have different relationship with Saudi Arabia, she said, adding that adding that the White House will review its policies in the coming weeks and months, as by tape whether it's time for the U.S. to rethink its relationship with Saudi Arabia, Biden said. Well, Saudi Arabia already made that decision last year. You see, y'all niggas late. But, let's see. I'll grab some more out of here. said OPEC announcements that it will reduce production by 2 million barrels a day came shortly after Russian President Vladimir Putin renewed nuclear threats he initially made when Russia invaded Ukraine in February. Okay. Let me read this one down here. It would be irresponsible for me to talk about what we would or wouldn't do, Biden added. He also suggests it was unwise of Putin to raise the specter of nuclear weapons. I don't think he will use them, Biden said, but I think that it's irresponsible for him to talk about it. Well, according to the Bible, Russia will use nuclear weapons and burn America, all right? But going to Obadiah, first chapter, Marie started the first verse. It's only one chapter, but started the first verse. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. Edom is the so-called white man, all right? That's his biblical nationality, all right? Esau, Edom, okay? Esau, Edom. Esau is the father of the so-called white man, the forefather, okay? That's their lineage, Edomites. Edom means red, because so-called white person is not white. It's a derivative of red. Pink is a derivative of red, going to darker shades of red. That's an Edomite, man. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador sit among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. Yep. These other nations, man, they didn't. I mean, Esau, Edom, you conquered every nation on the planet. All right, so you think these other nations are not going to have no resentment towards you? Okay. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. And yeah, that's Esau's habitation, man. He's from Mount Seir. And his dwelling place was in the rocks, mountains. Yeah. And they got a replica model of the mountains, and them skyscrapers and shit, Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Yeah. That's what Esau's saying, man. But Yahweh Shai is going to bring you down to the ground. All right. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and that's Esau's animal right there, the eagle. Even in Babylon the Great, if you kill a bald eagle, you face jail time and like multiple $1,000s of fine. All right, they use the eagle in Greece. They use the eagle in Rome, and America's the modern day Rome. So yeah, they use the eagle as Esau's bird, man, because the eagle is the highest flying bird. All right. And thou that set thy nest among the stars, this will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Yep, you got all the space stations and stuff, and the habitations in space, If these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? But Esau, he don't leave shit. He can take everything. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Okay, this is the point right here. Verse 7, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. See that? So going into this article of Saudi Arabia here, the Saudi Arabians, Saudi Arabia basically used your ass, you know? And that's how it really got rich off the oil. If you watch this movie called The Falcon, it gives you a little bit of history on how them Saudi Ishmaelites, Saudi Arabia got to be billionaires. Basically, Esau over there, Esau from America went over there to Saudi Arabia and basically paid them Saudi Arabians off in American dollar for their oil. And that's how it really got rich. And that's prophecy. When the Lord blessed Ishmael, said 12 princes are gonna come out their loins and gonna be blessed. All right. But yeah, them Saudi Arabians, man, they ain't fucking with Babylon the Great no more. Okay. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Yeah. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out the mount of Esau? Yep, the Lord's doing that right now, man. All thy mighty men of Teman shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Yep. And that's coming, man. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, which are you Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Yep. So when we get you Edomites in slavery, man, you got 1,000 years of hardcore bondage. You're going to serve the hardest slavery in history, man. All right? The hardest slavery in history. Then Yahweh Shai going to cut you off, man. Basically just cut you off, cut your whole nation off, man. Okay? But this whole chapter's getting the judgment of Esau, man. It's a great future judgment that's coming. All right. But yeah, all these nations that's allied with Babylon the Great, they're eventually gonna undermine Babylon the Great and not fuck with them no more, and eventually burn Babylon the Great with fire. That's Revelation 17th chapter. You know, you got the European countries that's they're gonna cut their ties with America and eventually shoot missiles on this place, man. All right, and that's the judgment that Yahweh Shai got for Babylon the Great, okay, which is America. So that's pretty much all I got. Shalom.